Hey all, today me and my teammates are here to explain to you about the project that we have done during our internship with Bennett University. First and foremost, I would like to thank Bennett University for providing us with an opportunity for doing such an internship. And also, I would like to thank our mentors, Mr. Mohit Agarwal and Mrs. Smita Tiwari for providing us with the necessary resources and also for guiding us to the successful completion of this project. So I would like to introduce my teammates, Ms. Kasturi Kumar, Ms. Shivani Agarwal, myself, Maman Jacob, and Mr. Vishnuvardhan. So our project title is Human Activity Recognition. Human Activity Recognition is a process of classifying sequence of accelerometer and gyroscope sensor data recorded by specialized sensors or mobile phones and classifying them into well-defined movements. For short, human activity recognition is a problem of predicting what someone is doing based on a trace of movement from the sensors. These movements are normal indoor activities such as walking, standing, laying down, walking upstairs, looking downstairs, and such. It is a challenging problem given the large number of observations produced each second, the temporal nature of the observation, and the lack of a clear way to relate these accelerometer data and gyroscope data to actual known movements. The classical approach to this problem involved crafting of features from the time series dataset based on a fixed size windows. So the problem with such an approach is that for the data feature engineering, we need to have in-depth knowledge of the field. So the recent developments in deep learning methods such as RNN and convolutional neural networks have shown to provide state-of-the-art result on producing activity recognition tasks with little or no data feature engineering. So for this project, we are provided with a standard human activity recognition data set. That is the activity recognition using smartphone dataset, which was made available in 2012. So this particular dataset contains data from 30 different individuals doing six different activities. So these activities are those which I had already explained. So our end goal is to produce a RNN model which can read the sensor data and predict what the activity is being done by the individual. So the application of such a model, where it comes. So let us just consider a scenario for like a palliative care. So in such a scenario, we need to have like real-time data about what each individuals are doing. So the end goal that we are trying to achieve is that an intelligent computer system could provide assistance to these activities that are being recognized. So for this purpose, we have developed some machine learning models as well as deep learning models, and also we have compared these with different strategies, and also we have applied multiple different techniques to these models to get the maximum performance from them.
In this project, we have used various ML and DL models. The various ML models are gradient boost, random forest, and support vector machine, etc. were trained on the pre-processed dataset, and the models are evaluated using cross validation and the evaluation metrics such as confusion metrics, classification accuracy, and precision recall. And we have also used the DL model, and in that we have developed neural networks such as convolution neural network and recurrent neural network. And in these networks, the intermediate layer uses ReLU activation, and the output layer uses softmax activation. And the hyperparameters like kernel kernel size and number of filters were used to improve the accuracy of the result.
Hello, this is Kasturi Kumbhar from Vivekanand Education Society's Institute of Technology. Moving on to our results part, we trained our machine learning model on the dataset containing 561 features. Firstly, we checked the balance of our dataset for different classes and found that it was well balanced for all the 6 respective classes. Then we tried selecting those features that would most contribute to our output label, and we could not find any significant increase in our accuracy or decrease in the error value. So we concluded that all the 561 features in the dataset are important for the model to predict the output label, and we got the best accuracy value for linear SVC model. This is the confusion matrix of a linear SVC model. we find that our model gets confused between similar activities such as activities like standing and sitting, and also activities like walking and walking upstairs. With this model, we got an accuracy of 96.67%. Moving on to the implementation of a neural network, we tried various models such as convolutional neural network and variations of recurrent neural network. And we also tried changing the hyperparameters. We tried evaluating our accuracy on the basis of number of filters and found the best accuracy for 64 filters. Also, we evaluated the accuracy on basis of kernel size and found that the best kernel size was of 7 kernels. Our original dataset consisted of 10,299 rows. We also tried training our model on 80:20 test is to train data split and found this such behavior which isn't acceptable. On the other hand, the original dataset which was split as 70:30 gave this results which is better. So we conclude here that the changing the data split for dataset may lead to overfitting of the model on trains.
Hello everyone, this is Shivani Agarwal from JIIT Noida. Coming to end. For machine learning models, linear SVM gives best accuracy, and in neural network we got best result with accuracy from all the models approximately up to 92%, and this accuracy can be increasing by increasing the data sets that is provided to neural network. Thank you.